Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're regular here, you know I review many photographic, audio and video related products. And if you're new here, well, that's exactly what I do. Now today, we're looking at a lens that I've had for quite a long time, and I use it on my Nikon Z30 body. I've used it on my Z50 and my ZFC, and it is the kit lens actually. It is the Nikon DX 16-50 kit lens designed for the APS-C bodies, as it is a crop sensor lens. Doesn't really work very well on the full frame bodies. You get a circle around the lens because it doesn't fill the whole image of the frame. But yeah, great on my Nikon Z30. And I say great because look how compact it is. It really does complement the Z30 beautifully. Also the image quality, I think it's pretty decent for a kit lens. And the reason why I say pretty decent for a kit lens, I think you can get some lovely images with this lens and be able to print them as well. Great for your online, online social media as well, and it's a great travel lens because it's so compact. You can throw that in a tiny little bag, have no issues with it at all. Now it covers the range 16-50, which in full frame terms, I think it's about 25-70, something like that, 24-70. I'll leave it in the video what the actual equivalence is. And it's a great lens. The only thing I don't like about it is you have to, what I call, turn it on. So as in its compact state, it won't work. And if you turn the camera on with it in that state, the camera just comes up with an error message to say turn the lens on, basically. So you basically, as soon as you turn it on, then that message will go, and then you're ready to take photographs or take video. Got a nice focus ring. I don't bother using manual focus, so I never really use that, but it is there if you want to use it. But a nice, zoom ring, which is good. So, it's a really good lens. Now, it has its downsides. Two of them is plastic lens. It's not a metal construction. That two things keeps the weight down and also keeps the cost down of manufacturing the lens. So, it is a fantastic plastic mount. So just be careful, obviously when you're mounting it on and off a camera that you don't damage it. But look how thin that lens is. It's a really compact lens, as you can see from its size. No depth to that whatsoever, particularly when it's closed, not necessarily when it's opened, but when it's closed, in your camera bag, no weight to that at all. Just be careful. It is a plastic mount, so just be careful when you're mounting it and unmounting it. It's not weather sealed, but it's a cheap lens. So as for two factors with that lens, how they managed to make it such good value, they haven't really compromised on image quality, but they've compromised in other areas. It's not a low light beast because its widest aperture is f3.5 at its widest, and it goes down to 6.3 at the telephoto end. So, you're not going to be really using it a great deal in low light, but it has got VR built into the lens, which is basically in-lens image stabilization. Different manufacturers called it different things. Nikon called it VR, which I believe stands for vibration reduction. So great for slower shutter speeds, because the Nikon Z30, the ZFC and the Z50 don't have in-body image stabilization. So it's great that they fitted it into the lens, even though the lens is a really compact, great value lens. Now the image quality, we'll have a quick look at some of the images actually, and I think you'll be really surprised how good the images are that come off this kit lens. And I think you could use this kit lens, well I don't think you can. You can definitely use this kit lens as a travel lens. You can use it for printing images, great for your social media. So, it is a decent lens. So don't be put off by the fact that it's a kit lens. You will still get great images. You wouldn't use it professionally, mainly because of the aperture range, and also it isn't weather sealed. But if you're a hobbyist or you want to go out, even as a professional, you just want to go out and take some nice pictures when you're going out and about, fitted to a nice compact body such as the Z30, then I think you're on a winner. And if we look at some of the images here, I will put the images on my Flickr page. I'll leave a link in the description to my Flickr page so you can take a look at them there. It'll be much better seeing them on Flickr than it will be on this YouTube channel. But if we have a quick look at them here, you'll see that the images are sharp. They got clarity. It doesn't suffer with chromatic aberration. Edge to edge sharpness is good. And the overall clarity that this lens produces and sharpness that this lens produces, you can see here how sharp this lens is across the range. It's really good. But as I say, it's not a bokeh lens, so you're not going to be able to get that lovely creamy bokeh depth of field look that you would with, you know, some other more expensive and bulkier lenses, because it doesn't go down to your f2.8s and your f1.8s or even 1.4. It is literally a kit lens. Hello, I've changed the sky in that one. So yeah, great. I've changed the sky in that one as well. So yeah, great. Great lens. Actually, with changing skies, I do that quite a lot actually. You can really look at pictures like this with a boring sky. I like to be able to change the sky, and I use a program called Luminar NEO for changing the sky. I will leave a link in the description where you can download a trial version of Luminar NEO. And what I would say, if you really enjoy using it, have a play with it. If you really enjoy using it, use the code AVP to get $10 off when you purchase it. So that helps me, but it'd be great for you as well. But it's a great all-round photo editing software. It's got all sorts of things in this software, just the same as you would have with a lot more expensive software, but it does a really good job. So, you know, if we just quick look at editing the sky on this one. So if we load up Luminar NEO, we edit that in Luminar NEO. Lightroom will create a copy before it loads it into NEO. And then once it's created the copy, straight into Luminar NEO. So then what we do, we go into the edit module. And then that'll load up the edit module. We go into sky replacement. Let's just put, I mean, you can see there's loads of skies. You can download more skies. You can buy skies. Let's put that one in, quite a dramatic one. That'll drop that into the background of this image. It's running a little bit slower today because I'm running a screen recording software in the background. There we go, loaded that in. So now what we'll do, we'll go into the edit, we'll go into enhance. So let's bring that up a little bit. Bring up the sky, change the sky a little bit. We can bring that up a bit, bring up the shadows under the bridge here. Click apply, and that'll drop that straight back into Lightroom if you are using it as a plugin for Lightroom. I generally use it as a standalone bit of software because it's so good. It's got cataloguing, so you can catalogue your images just the same as you can in Lightroom. But have a play with it anyway. Download the trial version and have a play. And as I say, if you do like it, use the code AVP to get $10 off. Yeah. Great lens. You see here the clarity of this lens. As I say, the only thing is, don't expect to get that creamy bokeh sort of depth of field look that you would get with other lenses. I'm not worried about that when I'm going out taking photographs. In fact, I find it a benefit. These sort of lenses are very beneficial for this sort of photography because you don't have to be too critical about getting the focus exactly where you want the focus to be, because it will be more in focus simply because the aperture range doesn't go so wide. As you would all know, I'm sure most of you know, with a wider aperture, you have to be really critical where you put your focus point. You don't have to when you're using a lens that hasn't got such a wide aperture. So yeah, great lens, great value for money, and excellent with your Z30, Z50 or ZFC. So yeah, I can highly recommend it. I use it all the time. I use it in conjunction actually with my Z 28mm lens. This is equivalent to 42, I mean it's 42mm on a full frame body because it is a full frame lens. So I use it in conjunction with this. Quite often I leave a 28mm on my Z30 all the time, and if I want to get a wider image, I just swap out these 28mm and put the 16-50 one on. Again, I leave sample images for the 28mm on my Flickr page and then in the description, so you can actually take a look at the Z28mm samples. And I'll leave a link to my video of Nikon Z 28mm. So there you go. That's the quick look at the Nikon Z 16-50 kit lens. I think it's a great travel lens, and I think it's a great quality kit lens, probably better than a lot of the other kit lenses out there at the moment. So there we go. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you found this video useful. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. Hit the like button if you like the contents of my videos. I'd really appreciate that. It means a lot to me. So thanks very much. Stay tuned for more videos relating to video and photography. Cheers for now. Bye.